Okay, it's 4:37 p.m. It is August 7th. I know I've been making videos a lot today because, I've been dealing with a lot. I try to protect my environment, meaning like I don't like involving other people on the outside into my world or letting other people affect my world in any way. Okay. And like I said, the trafficking network made it so that my son moved in with me. And my son has friends or communications with people that I don't know. Some of them I know briefly or a little bit, but they may not know very well or whatever. Let me fix this. Yes, you're only looking at my neck here, okay? And so, I don't know everybody that my son knows, okay? And, I'm very, very careful about who I trust, who I bring into my life. And I understand not everybody is your friend. This is something I have learned, okay? And so I'm very careful about who comes into my life. Now, a couple of days ago, my son asked to borrow money from me, and I let him borrow the money. And I told him I need that money right away because I need to turn around and I need to pay my rent, right? This is all a part of the trafficking network. And do I believe that this money that my son was borrowing off of me had something to do with Elon Musk? Something kind of tells me that it does, okay? So this is the kind of setups that traffickers do. They want to put you in situations and stuff like that, okay? So I let my son borrow the money, and I said, Houston, I need the money back right away. We need to pay the rent on time, okay? Because I I was making a commitment to getting on top and getting on top of all my bills, right? And I kept telling my son how important it was, that we stay on top of our bills. He assured me that it was going to come. He took the chance on this particular person. All right. He took a chance on this particular person. This guy was telling him a sob story. Now, I don't know everything that was going on between my son and this particular person. And the reason why is because my son, as obviously this network tells him not to say anything, okay? Like I said, number one, I know Elon must be involved in this. Number two, you do not create this sort of division within my family, okay? And the message I'm getting is right now is because I'm an occultist of the free thought movement, as C.B. Berganza, okay? You do not, if this is his way of someone's way of trying to retaliate against me because I do not believe in their religious belief or whatever, that is completely inappropriate. And the message I'm getting right now is about Elon Musk being a debt slave, okay? So Elon Musk was enacting his frustration out on me because he was very confined, very restricted, and he thought because, I was being his friend that he could rope me into his problems. No, he cannot. Okay? Elon's the kind of person, it seems as though if he could not manipulate you, he wants to retaliate against you when you try to escape, rightfully so. I am right to want to get away from the trafficking network. Elon does not understand. I am not responsible for his problems. The message I'm getting right now is that yes, Elon was a part of he's responsible for the RICO Act, okay? Elon has been inconveniencing me, him and his network has been inconveniencing me for the last 12 years. For the last 12 years, long before I even knew who he was. Okay, now I knew my family was involved and everything else. I did not know who Elon Musk was until just recently, in the last few years, okay? And then I really started even knowing more about his personality since January, okay? But before then, he was just somebody I had no knowledge of, okay? So he was angry because I wanted to, number one, get back on my feet, stop having to rely on things like EDD, food stamps, or whatever. Yes, I would prefer to work, okay? I have those benefits. I'm entitled to those benefits, so therefore they're supposed to be given to me, regardless of my affiliation with Elon Musk or not. Okay, so he is in violation. He had no right to even communicate with these people, have anything to do with my benefits at all. Okay, but you know what? I know that he must have arranged my jobs at BT Trucking, okay, whatever, which I would have never chosen to be under those situations. So going all the way back from 10 years, just those 10 years, okay, those 10 years of him being a part of me leaving Murray Family Farms, that was over since 2015, me making my YouTube channel, him manning my channel along with Rex Laverne and other people within this community, right? All of the injustices pile up, okay? Did he expect me to just sit there and think it was okay? The very fact that I'm standing up, the reason why I have to is because I deserve my freedom, okay? And he gets angry because I'm going to escape. And he was grasping onto me like I was his only hope. So in order for him to try to keep me back in that situation, he wants to, cause problems with PG&E. He wants to do this as a form of retaliation. He has no right to retaliate. I have every right to blast his goddamn head off. Okay? He had no right to affect my finances, my life, or coming into, creating this kind of corruption within my household. You do not communicate with my son about doing things against me. Okay, and like I said, this is my issue with people like clones. Okay, Elon is a clone. I don't know much about his family dynamic, like his mother, his father. I knew a little bit because I saw some clips. I heard a clip about him being abused by his father, kids bullying him at school, and then his father taking the sides of the bullies. Okay, then I saw this skit about Elon talking about he got $500 in some sort of contest, and his mom kept his money. Okay, and that was supposed to be a joke. I looked at it like, okay, that's a good proof that maybe your family is using you financially. But whatever, okay? I read through things. That's why I don't like watching things, okay? So anyway, but I really don't know Elon Musk. But he's been targeting me for this entire time, competing against me, and then he wants to turn around and abuse me when I say enough is enough. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm in a very bad mood today, all because of this idiot who did not pay my son his money back, okay? And like I said, do not affect me with your problems. I'm going to make this very clear, and I already talked to my son about it, okay? I'm not happy that my son asked me to borrow money. Okay, why? Because my son he was forced to move here in with me, okay? Now don't get me wrong, I love my son. He's the only person in my family that I love. I don't have anyone else. I love my son very much, okay? But he's almost 32 years old, okay? He really should be out on his own place. Okay, he should be living in his own. Okay, but yet, I am somebody who's like, okay, the rent needs to be paid on a certain time, within a certain time frame. I had my half of the rent. My son's supposed to pay his half of the rent, but he paid his half of the rent to some idiot guy who was a part of the human trafficking network, the illegal network. Okay, and so then I better not have any issues with my property management company, because somehow or another they're a part of it. And the message I'm getting is, yes, Elon was a debt slave. So even my rental property knows it. So everybody knows that this sort of thing is all orchestrated. All of it. So every little issue that you deal with when you're a victim of human trafficking, and this is what I'm talking about. I talk a little bit about this in my video. When you're dealing with issues as a victim of human trafficking, none of it is a mistake. It's all orchestrated, okay? If you end up, having to get on some sort of payment arrangement. See, now, at the time when I got on the payment arrangement with PG&E, Elon and I were on good terms, okay? When I started figuring it out, he got upset, right? And then didn't want the bus person to pick me up. And then told PG&E not to do this, right? And then we have this dude who wants to borrow money from my son when the rent's due, and then not pay it back. See, people want to orchestrate these little hardships for you, okay? And it's all orchestrated. All of it. Okay, just like the last month when my landlord put a sign on my door knowing good and well that my financial situation was contingent upon this group. Okay, it's all orchestrated. And the message I'm getting is because I was the founder of the New Thought movement. The New Thought movement, I had every right to. I was in the United States of America. I had every right to have the New Thought movement. Okay, when C.B. Berganza was a part of the New Thought movement, or formulated the New Thought movement back 100-something odd years ago, America was established as a country to have freedom of religion. It is what it is, okay? And like I said, these people are the ones who brought me back and then want to turn around and make a big issue out of it. So the attacks from like my rental company and all these other people, they don't have anything to say. It's their fault. They're just following along with the rest of the group. You're at fault. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I'm bringing in Donald Trump and I'm talking about this issue. This whole issue is always a setup. It's a setup because Elon Musk wanted somebody to take care of him. I am not the person that's going to do that. I'm not taking care of 14 white kids who are slightly racist, whose father is has multi-personality disorder. I don't think so. Anyway. Yes, I would consider, I don't know Donald Trump very well. I consider him a friend. Why? Because, I've seen him in certain segments and clips many years ago. I've seen him. I always say a shout out to him when I can throughout my videos, okay? But I don't really know him. I don't, okay? And so, I know that he's worked with Elon Musk. I know that Donald Trump, I've had intuitive messages for the last few years that Donald Trump watches my stuff, okay? So this is the reason why I do these shout outs to him. And it's not in me in any way. I don't want to have issues, okay? Everybody knows that Maria is somebody who just kind of keeps to herself. The only thing I do is mind my own business. I have never caused any harm to anybody in this community, and nobody can say that I can. The dude's phone number starts with 949-569-3805. That dude is a fucking loser. And yeah, he understands that what he did was wrong. He does understand what he did was wrong, okay? Now, I wish to God he would remove himself from the planet. I am so tired of these people, okay? Like I said, these financial hardships are always a result of the trafficking network, okay? Number one, my son wanting to borrow money to give to this guy with a 949 area code, okay? That was orchestrated. This dude had no intentions of ever paying it back. He gave my son some sort of excuse, some lie about him having issues wrapped up in the court system and everything, and his lawyer and all this other stuff. I knew it was bullshit. Okay, I didn't want I was upset when my son started talking to me about him borrowing money. You know why? Because I understand that these setups happen. That everything that goes on is nothing but a setup. It's always some sort of orchestrated plan by the network. And I kept telling my son, I don't want to do it. I do not want to let you borrow any money. No, no, no. He kept on. Finally, it was a day that went by. I kept thinking, hopefully he'll just forget about it. Let's not. He brought it up again. So it's like, okay, I'll let you borrow the money. And I kept saying, Houston, I need that money back because the rent is due. It was like during the weekend. The rent is due. I need that money back. Okay? Then I'm like, Houston, what's up with the dude? Oh, he's getting it together. He's getting it together. Bullshit. It's always a setup with these people. It's always a setup with these people. Because somehow or another, he's interlinked with Elon Musk and all this other stuff. That dude's a fucking criminal. I don't, and I know what his phone number is. I might even make it the title of this video. I'm done with these people. I'm done with these people. Okay? No, it is not my son's fault that, but I will say my son does not understand things. And I was talking to my son today about how, maybe there are certain things I never taught him. And this is what I'm putting in the moral reset too. There's certain things that I felt as though I never had the opportunity to sit down and talk to my son about certain lessons. Seriously. Certain lessons. And sometimes people just have to find out the hard way, but I wish that was not the case, okay? I knew, growing up that people always are short of money. People, have all kinds of obligations, and there's a lot of people out there, they just run into problems, they have criminal minds, they make big mistakes, whatever the dude's problem is, our problems are not your problems. Okay, it's something about me having fashion and me adding fashion into my fourth quarter newsletter. I might just do that. I might just talk about a section of fashion in my newsletter, okay? Whatever the fact is, you had no right to sit here and create these sort of problems for me, okay? It is what it is, okay? So yes, I might just put your phone number in. Like I said, I am not going to let people screw me anymore. Okay? And so when these little unusual things happen, I'm going to bring them out and I'm going to post them up. Okay, and I'm not trying to create any problems for my son. My son is actually the one who's being used in all of this. Okay, they know that my son is, they know he's my son. So they want to come in here and use him and be an informant and all this other stuff. No. Okay, now you deliberately put me in a financial hardship and knowing this is a part of your orchestrated bullshit. Donald Trump, did you hear what I said? I'm letting you know. And I'm putting his phone number in the newsletter. In the title of this video. I am not letting people get away with harming me anymore. Okay? So like I said, this is my situation. And I'm going to put scenarios into the moral reset about borrowing money. Okay? People put other people at inconveniences all the time, and they don't think about it. It's time that people take responsibility for it. This is what makes relationships degenerate, or people lose trust for other people. Okay, now I understand my son's naive. Okay, but let me tell you something. When it comes to being in situations where you have to borrow money, or you're in a roommate situation. In this situation, me and my grown son are in a roommate situation. Okay, which means I have a contract with my rental company. And I understand this. When I was working there, my rent was paid all the time. Okay, but then they put me in this sort of situation. I'm going to tell you what, when people start messing with my finances, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start taking care of me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to suffer. I'm not going to sit here and be a slave on a hamster wheel any more than I have to. I already know it's an orchestrated issue. So guess what? You know what? I will pay people when I pay people. But one thing I do want to pay is my rent on time. Okay? So now my son made it so that I can't pay my rent on time because he was believing in this particular trafficker. And yes, it pisses me off. And the message I'm getting is that everyone agrees that Christians are dull and annoying and they cause a trafficking issue. This dude had something to do with the trafficking issue. Okay, and yes, I'm putting your phone number in the disc and then to name this video. Okay, like I said, people are done messing with me. They are done messing with me, and they're done messing with my son. Okay, and it goes all the way up the chain. Fall out of line and have your name mentioned. Have me sit here and make videos about it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to put your name out there. I'm going to do whatever. Okay? And like I told my son, and this is what I'm talking about. Okay? If you have to borrow money, okay, you make sure that you pay that person back without them asking for it. Do not sit here and do not become a burden or make a person have to worry about, getting their money back. Okay? I already have enough stress. Okay, I really do. I don't need anybody, I'm aware of the trafficking issue. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of their schemes. I'm aware of their little elaborate jokes. I'm aware that this whole issue about borrowing money could have been a setup. This is how these people work because they're corrupt. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to get involved in the first place. And I told that to my son. But this dude kept pressuring my son. Oh, I'll pay it back, right? And then I'm asking my son, hey, you got the money back? And he's like, oh, he's going to deal with something. He's doing something with this lawyer. He could, and of course, my son's not going to go into it very deeply. And I already knew it was bullshit. So today I was like, I guess we're not getting the rent then, huh? And then, the reason why it prompted me to say that is because my son I'd either lost his phone, had his phone damaged or whatever, and I saw the text message in my phone. He was sending texts to this dude asking, hey, you're putting us in jeopardy. You're being selfish, whatever. Give us some money, right? No response from this dude. See, these kind of people, they borrow money and then they're gone. They just take off. And yes, that dude's fucked. He's fucked, okay? But at least he's going to leave my son alone. Okay, the message I'm getting right now is that people believe that I'm making the world a better place by giving information. Yes, okay? Another issue is, like, for example, there's times where people do unfair business deals with them with you, and they don't even give any thought or consideration to it. For example, hey, they might ask you for $20, okay? So you give them $20 out of your pocket. You give them $20 out of your pocket. Okay, the next day they send you, the next few weeks, right, you have to ask them to give you back your money, which you should never have to do that. If they are not responsible enough to pay you back when they say they're going to pay you on the time that they're going to pay you, then they shouldn't be asking for money. Okay, so then guess what? They want to send it back to you via Cash App. Okay, and then of course you want your money right then and there, so you're going to have to withdraw your money. Yes, they should be responsible for paying the fee for Cash App. Okay, they're the ones who are coming to you to resolve their hardship. Okay, they are inconveniencing you. So therefore, they should be making the road lighter for you, but they're sitting here adding more problems to you. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so I'm being very upfront, and I'm teaching my son these lessons little by little. You know why? Because they never popped up. Okay, and my son, his point of reference, he's been around a lot of people in this community, and they're very corrupt. The message I'm getting is, yes, I am going to be putting a fashion section in the fall fourth quarter, okay? And this fourth quarter is hopefully going to be free of people like Elon Musk. I am manning my newsletter 100%. And yes, I'm trying to get newsletter people to sign up for my newsletter through my website. But of course, for the fourth quarter, I'm going to go ahead and post it on this channel too, as well, okay? But my newsletter, my things are mine. Okay, I am not going to let Elon Musk or anybody else sit here and try and punish me. Elon has no right to punish me for his situation. It is not my problem. And yes, the dude with the 949 area code, that's not my problem. Stop trying to make us, suffer for your problems, because that's what it is. And these people are nothing but criminal. Nothing but criminal. Elon's a criminal. He was born, he wasn't really born, but he was created and raised in that whole environment. That's all he knows how to do. Okay, so what is his response to when I'm basically saying, okay, it's time for me to leave the network. I need to do my own thing. He wants to call and create problems with PG&E. He wants the bus to not pick me up. You know what I mean? This is way you know what? I don't have time for it. You do he in his mind he believes that abuse is how you get people to care about you. Number one, the wives that he does have don't care about him. They just probably got corralled into his employment sector and got stuck in that situation. Okay, why? Because these so-called educated people, so like Siobhan Ellis, who comes from Yale University, can't recognize being trafficked. Yes, I keep getting this message. Everybody knows that this dude's screwed. I don't care. Okay. Okay, there's a message coming from a distance. Let me see what it is. Okay, people think that I should introduce fall fashion. Yes, I am going to be talking about plaid designs, leaf designs, boots, jackets, coats, scarves. This is the fall. I'm going to be talking about it. This is what I get excited about. This is what I live for. I don't live for Elon Musk. Okay, I don't live for celebrities or anything like that. I live for myself. Okay, I don't. I'm very sorry that I got sucked into a group that I don't really give a shit about. Oh, my phone's ringing. I wonder what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to continue talking. So the message I'm getting is like, uh, yeah, it slowed my day down. So now it's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I got nothing done, all because of other people invading my space. This is why I tell my son, you got a problem? Try to solve it yourself. If you need to borrow money from me, you better pay it back right there on time. Do not cause me any problems at all. You do not cause me any problems at all. Okay, because everything that is going to be a problem is going to be a result of these stupid people. Okay, they do not invade my life. And so today I was just pissed off, and I needed to know. I needed to know what this was about. And yes, sure enough, it's about the trafficking issue. This dude. Okay, I need to get to the root and bottom, and the root of every issue that goes on in my life. Okay, because I'm tired of worrying, and I understand this is what it is. Okay, so I told my son, if you can't resolve your issues, and like for example, you're going to borrow money from me, I need the money back. When you say you're going to pay back. When you say you're going to pay it back, it's not because I'm trying to be mean or be a hardship on him in any way. It's why, because I know I'm dealing with a trafficking issue, and everything that relates to our problems is going to have something to do with that. So did you hear that, Donald Trump? I hope you did. I'm not mad at my son, okay, but I do think that my son needs to understand these things, even he's in his 30s, and I'm sad because I feel as though I did not teach my son these things earlier. You know what I mean? Yes, this is one of the reasons why I'm making the moral reset. Why? Because people have all kinds of problems in their life, right? Because nobody told them. Nobody told them these sort of things, okay? People who borrow money consistently should not be, they don't know how to handle money. Okay, and I know I struggled with money when I was younger, and the reason why I struggled with money when I was younger is because I dealt with depression. Okay, now I don't. I feel as though when it comes to borrowing money, if you can't pay money on time, don't don't ask. Do not ask. Okay, and like I said, that's another thing. Number one, you do not touch things that do not belong to you. That's number one, going to make you an enemy of mine. Okay. Number two, you don't ever tell me how to live my life, and you do not sit here and jack me for money. Okay, because especially when I tell you that I'm dealing with a hardship and you just ignore it, because you know what that is, you're admitting I don't care about your problems. Okay, I care about my problems, and this dude's a part of the trafficking network. He knows he's caused me nothing for problems, but he had no problem with causing one more problem. Okay, you're an asshole. You're a fucking asshole. So the message I'm getting right now is about my father, about my father's apparition. Okay, I don't know if people see my father's apparition before they end up dying or not. Possibly, I don't know. I want this guy out of my life for good. Okay, do not, because like at this point, I told my son, I've been messed up with people here in the community. Okay, because I understand the root cause, the Elon Musk thing, the bloodline targeting, and everything else. Like I said, I'm tired of dealing with it. Everything that goes wrong is a result of that trafficking network. I am not taking pity on anybody who inconveniences me. Okay, and I love my son. Right? Do not inconvenience me. And my son said, "Yeah, I understand. I won't let it happen again. It will not happen again. It will not happen again. Okay, it will not happen again. I am tired of these. I'm just so sick and tired of it. Okay, I do not want to ever affect or harm anybody. What Elon Musk did to me, I would never dream of doing to anyone else, ever. Okay, I know how immoral it is, how wrong it is. It would never cross my mind to do that. Okay. And I do not, I don't want people ever trying to affect my ability to pay my bill. That's why I cannot stand people who borrow money and do not pay when they say they're going to pay back. Okay. It's almost like them having absolutely no regard for your situation. That's exactly what it is. I don't care about your situation. I care about mine. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, Mr. 949 area code, I have no reason to give a shit about you. Okay. You're an asshole. You're evil. Okay. It's what you are. Okay. What other message do I have? I'm in the mood to talk because I'm not doing anything today. All because of this issue. Stay the fuck out of my life. And now my son knows, do not cause any problems because this is debilitating. I hate these people. I fucking hate these people. I'd have never met Mr. 949, but I hope to God he ends up dead. I hope to God he ends up dead. Okay, what else? Okay, the message I'm getting, well, actually, and this I've stated this before. At this point in my life, justice is restored, meaning no matter how small the offense is, if I'm starting to feel like I can't trust you, I'm going to wish you dead every single damn time. Okay, do not inconvenience me. Do not borrow. I don't let people borrow money. Okay, I do not let people borrow money at all, at all. Okay, I've done that when I was younger. I fell into that mistake when I was younger. I don't do it anymore. I'm not a fucking bank. I am not a fucking bank. Okay. So this 949 dude and his lying back, this shit about him and his lawyer and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's exactly right. No matter how small it is. Okay. Because right now, once you start thinking about me being abused my entire life since I was a child, okay, that people have had no regard, no sit here concern about any of the inconveniences that they caused me, any of the heartaches that they caused me. They absolutely had no regard whatsoever. Okay. I've dealt with people's evil my entire life. Okay. So like at this point, if you disrespect me in the slightest, I'm going to wish you dead in the worst fucking way possible. And rightfully so. And I have prayed to God. I kept thinking, is this just? Because the rage that I feel, that these people make me feel. Is this just? It is totally just. It's not like I'm just feeling this way willy-nilly, like, I feel like I want to hurt people. No, I have never wanted to hurt people. Ever. This is one of the reasons why I talk about laws and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I believe in people enjoying their life to the best of to the best of their ability. Okay? And I believe in preserving people's rights, and their levels of comfort. And this all Elon Musk did with its ignorant self, okay, is come around and create problems. Okay, anyway, what else? I'm sorry, I'm just like really pissed off right now. I'm really pissed off right now. You know what I mean? I'm tired. I feel as though the moral reset is important because I see that people do not have morals. They don't. Okay, I have always found it, offensive when people borrow money or they create situations where somehow they end up slighting you after you've helped them with their inconvenience, like the Cash App example. Can I borrowing the money? If you give this person cash, right, and they turn around and pay you a Cash App, right, and you want your money immediately, that means you have to incur a fee. If you can't incur the fee and pay the fee back as well as what you owe, then don't borrow at all. Okay, I understand. My goal in life is to never create hardships for other people. It seems like other people survive off of creating hardships for other people. I can't stand you. You're the kind of people that I want gone off the face of the earth. Okay, I'm tired of the weak. I hate weak people. Okay, weak people who create problems and they make friends with people like my son. Okay, they want to be friends with my son and throw my son under the bus when it's time to pay. No. Doesn't work that way. Yeah, so of course I'm my son's mother. I love my son, and anytime that you upset my son, you upset me. Therefore, I hate you. Okay? And on top of that, you've caused us nothing but a hardship. Okay? And my son needs to understand this, and hopefully he watches my videos. When people do this to you, they don't care about you, and you need to cut them off. Okay, life is hard. I mean, it's about survival. You got to pay your bills. You got to do all this sort of stuff. And I have dealt with people who have put situations in place for me to prevent me taking care of myself, either working or whatever. Okay, and so we have people like Elon Musk who has been causing problems with my work life, jumping into my projects like they're his, having his stupid kids try to dictate what I do. These demons from hell. or whatever you want to call them. Actually, I had a name for the celebrities. I call them hellhounds. That's what I call them in my mind. They're hellhounds. Okay, like seriously, like because the people who created these people, who the whole cloning network to me represent the demons. Like we don't actually. There's not an actual hell, but there's. It's kind of like that. Okay, so these are demonic forces creating these weird people and all this other stuff. Fuck cloning. Okay, I don't believe in it. So you've only created monsters. Okay, these heartless people that want to come around, they are not able to take care of themselves, and then they sit here and they cause all kinds of evil and problem. Elon Musk, as well as his children, deserve to be destroyed. Okay, anyway, what else? Everybody thinks the apparition of my dad is cute, and they also think my Cabby doll is cute too, and I think he's cute too. I do believe that the whole doll thing is becoming kind of popular, and I think what the Christians were fearful about is that people were going to favor my beliefs over theirs. Like I said, you're the one who highlighted me. You're the one who brought this issue out in the open. Now, people knew that I was the clone of King Solomon anyway, right? But still, you're the ones who brought this into the workplace. That should have never happened in the workplace. Okay? Religious discrimination is something that people, oh my God, this whole issue, Elon Musk was a fool. It's a fool. And he caused many people. And I know I'm not the only person who is suffering from Elon Musk. Now, I know a couple of months ago, I saw an article, it kind of caught the corner of my eye, about people who worked for Elon Musk. I did not read it. Okay? But what it was an article basically of people complaining about Elon Musk. You know what I mean? About how weird he is. And, some people think that I'm weird, okay? But I'm in no way rude. I don't go around inconveniencing people or causing problems. And then when I cause them problems and when people recognize that I've caused them problems, retaliate against them because they caused me problems. You know what I mean? Elon Musk does not know how to handle his problems. And the reason why he doesn't know how to handle his problems is because he's a clone. And not only just is he a clone, he's a church slave clone who lived in close proximity on the premises of the company that he worked for. Okay? And now he sees me with freedom and it pisses him off. You know what I mean? It's not my fault, Elon. God damn. Okay? Oh, okay, the message I'm getting is that he thought that I was hoity-toity. I'm not hoity-toity, okay? But you have to, okay, in order to improve your life, you have to have standards, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, if I didn't have standards, I would sit here and allow myself to fall into all kinds of debauchery, which is what a lot of people allow themselves to do, because they don't have any standards. Okay? Just like, my son, he made a mistake in believing this person. Okay? Oh, yeah, the dude's going to pay me back. My son really believed that. He said he's talking to, and I already knew, no, it's not going to happen. Okay? My son has communicated with people in this community, okay? My son does not understand how wicked this community is, how lawless they are, how they have, the whole Christian thing is just a spiel. It's a lie, okay? My son I told my son today, even the lawyers are corrupt in this community. Do not trust these people. Period. Do not trust them. I don't trust anybody. And then when you talk about your credential means nothing to me. Like I said, you can take your degree, you can take your credential, you can wipe your ass with it. It doesn't mean anything to me. Most of the time, it's just for show anyway. Like I said, I know the violations. This is one of the reasons why Elon hated me so much. He hated me, and the only reason why he liked me is because he knew that if he could possibly just use me enough, he could get where he wanted to go. Okay, I don't know what kind of money he owes, okay, but I'm not responsible for that. Okay, he put himself, maybe his employer allowed him to rack up debts. You know what I mean? And all this other stuff, okay? I know just recently he tried to buy people's votes in Wisconsin. And the thing is, I don't know, what is he going to do? Pay them in Bitcoin? How the hell does that work? He doesn't have any money, okay? But he didn't know that you were not supposed to sit here and try to buy people's votes, okay? And see, this, I already knew, without me meeting Elon Musk, that he was doing a lot of things that were contrary to how things were supposed to be ran. Like he didn't know anything about our government, okay, which pissed me off, okay? But still, I overlooked it because, I try to stay out of my own business or whatever. But then in the last few months, I really started looking at stuff and I just can't keep quiet about it anymore, okay? I don't want people like that in the White House ever again. Okay, that dude is majorly corrupt. You know what I mean? Majorly corrupt. And like I said, my sympathy only goes so far for that dude. Um, anyway, I get the intuitive message that President Trump thinks that things are good. I think everything's fine. I hope so. You know what I mean? I hope so. I'm tired. I'm not. It doesn't take much to trigger me anymore. Why? Because I understand that I've been abused. Okay, but when people abuse my son, it makes me upset. Okay, and I understand that these people get desperate, and this person was borrowing money off of my son. Now they knew good and well my son's getting on disability. Okay, so anytime you hear people who know, they know good and well that when you know that somebody's going to sign up for disability, that right there should tell you that this person's going through a hardship, meaning that they have reduced income, meaning that they have to watch money. Okay, if you're smart. Okay, so this dude was in no position to ask my son for anything, okay. And see, for other people who have been victims of these people begging you for money and trying to twist your arm and make you feel sorry for them, learn from this lesson and tell them to go screw off. Okay? Don't let people think, or don't let people sit here and try to pressure you into making you feel like, well, I need it. So, or I'll give it right back to you, and then they have no intentions of doing that. Once they do that, you need to know they don't care about you. Okay? They used you. Okay, period. And I've been around enough people, like I said, everything that goes on here, Mr. Donald Trump, that goes on into my life, any inconvenience that's started by a company, any sort of slight that I deal with when it comes to customer service, is all a direct result of this trafficking program. And Mr. President, you need to know it. Okay. The reason why you need to know it is because you put yourself in that seat, right? And so that's a responsibility which you do know. And Donald Trump, I also understand that you recognize the fact that me and my father are of divine origin. And unfortunately, people in this country do not know what sacred is, and they need to understand what sacred means. They do not understand what that means. Okay, sacred is not something that is the everyday. It's not something that you disregard. When people think about God being sacred, that means there's some people, when you start talking about God, they might show respect by taking a bow, or they take their head, put their hand over their heart, or do something like that. Okay, and I'm not expecting anybody to do that to me. Okay, but you got to understand that I have power that is from the divine. Okay, which means if I feel as though I'm dealing with an unjust situation, okay, which I have been, okay, I have every right to sit here and curse Elon Musk and his children dead. It's not because I don't want people to have happy families or anything. Obviously not. But there are certain people in this world that are wicked by default. And I would say because Elon Musk was somebody who was a victim of, not number one, being a clone, but obviously did not have a good upbringing. He was commodity. His parents and family looked at him as a commodity, okay? And then he thought that in order to be a respectable person, he had to sit here and play the CEO role, beyond Tesla. He needs to be, get all these people's favor. He wanted people to like him. I get the feeling that, unlike me, okay, recognizing that people are pieces of shit that you were, he really wanted to have friends and have a normal life, okay? So he wanted to integrate and have people accept him, and he was willing to do anything to do it, okay? Whereas I'm not. I understand the world's wicked, okay? The world's going to be what it is, okay? But see, Elon didn't understand that. He thought, well, maybe I could be somebody, okay? You're not going to be somebody at my expense, Elon. What else? Yeah, apparently journalists have been going around people that I know and talking. This is another intuitive message I get. They may have even communicated with my son. I don't know. I get that feeling. I do understand that President Trump is aware of this. And President Trump is very much aware of the inconveniences and the outright injustices that I have dealt with. I've been blacklisted, I've been shadow banned, I've been harassed by people in this community. This includes the Get Bus employee number 45 on the Route 45, okay? This also includes the area code 949 person borrowing money, okay? This includes, fake people putting me in carpools, knowing good and well that they prevented me from working, from having a job to pay for my own car. This is not acceptable. Okay, and it's all orchestrated by this community and possibly through Elon Musk. Now, the message I'm getting is about me being a bag lady, and then you know what? I make being a bag lady fun. I am going to be making my bag lady fashions this fall. I'm making some really cute bags. Okay, also some keychains to dangle on my basket. People are realizing that it is wrong. Okay, okay, this is a human trafficking ring. Okay, so that's why when people get disrespectful towards me, I'm letting them know. Okay, I'm a victim of human trafficking, and because you're acting like a fool, I can automatically assume that you're a part of it. So that's why I didn't have a problem talking about bus 45 being in violation or anything else. And I'm not talking, and that's why I don't have a problem talking about Mr. Area Code 949 or whatever and blasting his shit out. I don't give a shit anymore. Okay, what these people see, the goal of human trafficking or gang stalking is to either have you institutionalized, financial destitution, or to have you dead. Okay, this is why they carelessly do the things that they do with your finances. Okay, this is why they say don't help this person, don't talk to this person, because they want to sit here and put you in this situation where you have nowhere to go, and I'm aware of that. Okay, my son, he honestly did. He was led to believe that Mr. 949 and all these other people that he spends time with are his friends. I'm going to tell you right now that no, they are not. Okay, these people are not your friends. They're informants, is what they are. And yes, these people are now starting to feel bad about it. Watch your step with me. Okay, and I'm letting Donald Trump know that this is the kind of people that I'm around. Okay, and the message I'm getting is it's totally fine to take a few days off to heal. Thank you, Mr. Donald Trump. Okay, I have a lot of mental issues because of these people and their immoral ways. Okay, and yes, it's immoral. Okay, you don't force somebody to marry somebody. Okay, I don't want anything to do with any celebrities. Okay, I already said that. I made that very clear. So what exactly was it that? See, that it's not cool. Not cool with me. Okay. Anyway, what else? I'm glad people like my information. I am going to be putting information like similar to this on my Go channel. My Go channel. Now, everything that I'm going to be talking about on my other YouTube channel is going to be work related. I'm going to be talking about work related issues, yeah, behavioral issues relating to work, and then of course, work. Okay, like how I make my money as far as trying to work for people, like work within their company. Maybe they might hire me to do certain, business administrative type. I'm just going to put it under that category. That's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, that's how I make my money. But I also understand how, to do more things like relating to human behavior or whatever. And I believe in my work. I made Go really as a direct result of me being a victim in this horrible trafficking thing. Okay, which literally I still have issues of anxiety. Like I said, I told my son this. Okay, I deal with anxiety every day. It's important that I keep everybody outside. I do not want any of these traffickers merging their way into my household in any way, shape, or form. Okay, that means I am not letting my son borrow money from me ever again. Okay, anything that relates to that. You know why? Because it's going to go to this trafficking network. This trafficking network's playing a game, right? And then I'm late on my rent, and then I'm going to have my rental company sit here and try to harass me, knowing good and well that they're a part of this whole issue. And I'm letting you know this, Donald Trump. And the message I'm getting right now is all the government officials support and protect me. Thank you. Okay. In the meantime, my son learned a lesson. Nobody can be trusted. Okay, I'm letting my landlord know, as well as PG&E know, that you're participating in human trafficking. Okay, I'm done with it. Okay, the reason why I struggle with my bills is because of this in the first place. Everybody knows that. The message I'm also getting right now is that people kind of find it funny that I have always told people I have never had an interest in politics, and yet they find it impressive that I have these interesting views. Okay, yes, they've always been my views. I don't like expressing my views. I like to stay out of the way and just live my life and get out and be out of it. I hate it all. I hate it. Seriously, I do. I hate it. I don't like when people get over, they get overconfident about their political beliefs and they like stirring up controversial issues or whatever. I just walk away from those people and ignore them. They don't mean anything to me. Okay, I'm interested in living my life in peace. Yes, the message I'm getting is, yes, people agree that beauty is important. Yes, it is. And I would never sacrifice my beauty for anyone at all, because it's the only thing I care about. And I'm trying to get my son to understand that people do not care about other people. That's why this person was able to put not just my son, but inconvenience me for his problem. Okay, and then make sure that he doesn't respond to my son's texts. Okay, no, I will not sacrifice anything for anybody because nobody is worth it. Okay, and I sure as hell wouldn't do anything for Elon's monstrous children. Absolutely not. See, this is why I differ than most people, because I use logic and reason, and I also relate to the law, and most people don't. People think I'm going to have a fun autumn. I hope I do. I really do. I hope I do. Today was a wasted day. It's 5:22. I have done absolutely nothing. Like I said, I told my son, do not ever allow your issues to affect my life. Ever. Okay? Like I said, me and my son are roommates by, their orchestration. Okay? And so when I told my son, when the rent day comes, I don't want to sit here and ask you, Houston, I need the money for the rent. You better cough it up on the day that it's due. Okay? Be aware. Because my son, he's of this generation. And this generation doesn't seem to pay attention to calendars and stuff like that. Okay? Yeah, on the 1st, get your funds together and get it ready. The message I'm getting right now is that this is all related to Elon Musk. Mr. 949 has something to do with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a debt slave, and it's talking about him living in close proximity. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. They're setups. Okay? So Elon Musk thinks it's okay for him to, inconvenience me for his problems. I'm not responsible for his problems. Okay? Elon Musk thought these people in this community thought it was going to be a better idea if my son moved in with me. This was all orchestrated by them. Okay? Number one, my son's older, and he's in his 30s. He should be living on his own. I'm fine by myself. Okay? I don't need anybody living with me. Okay, and I love my son very much. Okay, and he knows that if something ever happened, he's more than welcome to be here with me. But he should not be living with his mom. He's an adult. Okay, and so now I'm in an inconvenience where now if I was living on my own, I would have made sure that my rent was paid on time. Okay, but I took my son's word, and I will never do this again. I took my son's word about him trusting his friend, even though I should not have it. So I knew this right then and there. This dude was bullshit. I knew he was bullshit. I took my son's word and said, okay, I'll take a chance on it. Now my rent is late. Okay, this is what I'm saying. I am not going to do this anymore. Okay, and it was all orchestrated by this group. Okay, so yes, I'm putting this person's phone number in the name of this video. And I'm going to let this people know that this dude's a loser. Okay, and yes, he's an evil person, and he knows why he's evil, because he deliberately put a person in a hardship. And the message I'm getting right now is because, here's these people's mentality. Here's these people's mentality. Because some people see that I go to the grocery store and I buy groceries, okay? And they know that I buy fresh food instead of canned goods, okay? That's my choice, okay? They think, oh, well, because she can do that. Or some people think that because I'm starting a company, they expect me to make a lot of money. So therefore, they think it's justifiable to rip me off. No, it is not. Okay, and until I actually make money, I'm not in a position to help anybody. Okay, it's not for you to decide when and how I live my life or whatever. Okay, it's you trying to interfere with another person's life. Once again, you're out of line. Okay, I have no idea if I'm going to be making money right away. It's going to take some time. I don't know that. Okay, but see, in their mind, they're like, okay, I can take advantage of her. See, his goal was to purposely take advantage of me because they feel as though if she has more than me, therefore I don't have to feel bad about stealing from them. This is the ignorant mentality that they have. Okay, that's not the way it is. Okay, that's not how the law works. Stay the fuck out of my shit. And yes, Donald Trump, I'm putting his phone number in there. Okay, if you want to trace it back and arrest him, you go right ahead and do that. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. And yes, I do believe this person has something to do with Elon Musk. You can sit here and press, if Elon and his children are dead by now, well then whatever. Then just throw this person in jail. Okay? But you know what I really would like to do going forward? I would like to make it so that people who perpetrate human trafficking, they should be placed in front of a firing squad. Okay? Mr. 949, in front of a firing squad. Elon Musk, his 14 children, like I said, trash breeds trash. If these people were cultivated, they're cultivated just like their father. They were scraped off the same foot crust or whatever you want to call it. They're just like his father. They're little imitations of his father. Line them all up and shoot them all. Get rid of them all. Okay, if you're weak enough, you cannot support yourself financially, and you have to rely on, this illegal network to take care of you, hoping somebody's going to marry you. You are not worth living. Line up into the firing squad and be gone. Why don't you make it so that euthanizing people become, a regular everyday type thing? Why don't they have euthanizing centers? If you determine that you're a loser and you're not able to take care of yourself, why don't you just go ahead to a place to get yourself euthanized and be done with you? And yes, I'm dead serious. Oh, my politics. Now she's being political. Now I'm being political. Yeah, that's exactly what I think of people who are so needy, so desperate, they're willing to run over people and act like it's okay. It's not okay. Mr. 949, I want you dead. I want you dead, Mr. 949. Okay? I'm tired of people, adding to my hardships. And that's exactly what you did, and that's exactly what you deliberately did, and I'm tired of it. I'm not staying quiet about it anymore. The message I'm getting is from the community is that people appreciate my views on things. Thank you. What else? Okay, some people think that they would like me to introduce the fall fashion for fourth quarter, and yes, I am. Right now, I'm talking a lot about plaid. I'm looking forward to fall. I'm looking forward to wearing my boots. I'm looking forward to digging out my scarves. I'm looking forward to wearing my new well, it's not really new. I got it last year. I got a coat last year, and I didn't get to wear it very much because right after I got it, then it started getting hot outside. And so I'm looking forward to like adding new buttons on it or doing something. I have an old coat that I kept thinking, this would be cool if I just added turquoise buttons. I'm going to do something different this fall. Okay, why? Because I have to constantly make it so that life be interesting. My joy comes from me. It does not come from other people. People bring me nothing but problems, and I'm sick of it. Okay, I don't need people to make me happy. Okay, and 949, like I said, I want you off the face of this earth. Elon Musk and your children, you guys are nothing to me. I am sick of you. Okay, the message I'm getting right now is that yes, my son does know people here in the community. He spends a lot of time with them. They sit there and they talk about me, my life, how I am. First of all, I like to say really quick to these people who my son knows. Okay, I don't know you guys. Okay, but obviously you understand that Elon Musk is a debt slave. Okay, you've also talked about me, the way that I dress and everything like that. This is my choice and it's my right. Okay, and it angers me that people would sit here and involve my son and then sit here and try to enact some sort of menticide plot against me. I don't appreciate that. Okay? Okay? And I don't want to think of these people that my son knows as criminal, but it seems a little bit, I'm not comfortable with your activity. Okay? Right now, like I said, all I know is one of these low-life losers came and affected my finances and my ability to pay rent, and I don't find it acceptable. Okay? I get the message. Okay, I'm glad that Donald Trump thinks people think. Okay, people think that only the finest for me. Like I have standards. Yes, I do have standards. Okay, you know why? Because I don't ever want to be what you guys are. I don't want to cause people hardships. I don't want to sit here and say I hate those kind of people that come around. Can I borrow some money? Oh, I'll pay you right back. I'll pay you right back. I promise. I don't want to be a habitual liar. So that makes me a bad person. Did you hear that, Donald Trump? Morals in this community will get you into problems of all kinds. Okay? Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm saying it, okay? I understand. I'm not trying to make my son feel bad either. It's just that, I'm tired of living in a covert operation. I'm tired of people sneaking around and doing things to benefit Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the orchestration and the thing that holds everything together with 949 Man and these extensive people that my son knows. This is what I'm coming to understand, okay? Look, you may not like how I am, okay? But I am who I am. Okay, you guys orchestrated all kinds of evil plots against me. I'm an innocent person, and you cared nothing about inconveniencing me. Okay, and the only reason, like I said, it's too late to say you're sorry now. You know why it's too late? Because you've seen me go through all this pain. You know that I've had nothing but suffering, and the only reason why you're going to sit here and act like it's okay right now is because I'm calling out Mr. 949 guy. Okay, your behavior is not acceptable. Okay, and nor is it forgivable. It is not forgivable. Okay, and so my son was easily led into thinking that you guys were his friends. My son needs to understand that people are not people who ask people to do things against their parents is not your friend. They're not. You're not my son's friend. Okay? So stop your pretending. Okay? You're evil is what you are. Okay? Now I will say, it's difficult to have heartwarm relationships when you are a bloodline targeted person. If you're smarter than most people, it's difficult to have decent friendships. You know why? Because, things that you do, it's like, oh, well, who does she think she is? It's just who I am. I'm not trying to do it on purpose. What do you want me to do? Do something wrong on purpose so I can fit in? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? I just try to quietly live my life how I live my life, and you guys have and decided to infringe upon that. That's what you did. You took that upon yourself. Okay, you're the one who caused the problem. Okay. Yes, I know people understand. Like I know my son feels bad right now, and I feel sorry for him. Okay, but I understand. He's my child. I forgive him. Okay, but at the same time, my son wants to be and enjoy people's company and everything like that. He needs to have better standards. Okay, we don't need friends like that. What other message am I getting? Something about my father's apparition. Okay, I also believe that 949 understood that Mr. 949, whoever this user is, he understood that I was creating a company, Gordon's Occupational Engineering. I have not officially launched it yet, meaning like made the announcement like I plan on doing it this weekend. See, a lot of people think just because they think that you have the potential of making money, that they feel like this is the time for them to come around and exploit you. Like I said, there are times where when you start a new company, you're not successful right away. It might take time for me to communicate with other people. It may, I have to do campaign launches or whatever. Whatever it takes to start making a substantial amount of money, okay? But this person, I don't like being around ignorant people, okay? Because this person has these grandiose ideas, or maybe he's projecting that, I did make a statement about the churches having the state of California assist me in my fundraiser or whatever. Maybe in his mind he's thinking, oh, she's going to have a lot, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and borrow, okay? My thing is, I have not made any money yet, okay? And whether I did or not, it is still not your place to inconvenience me, okay? I do not have money to sit here and spend and give to other people. Another thing, the message that just came to me is on Elon Musk's birthday. I forgot when it was. I think it was maybe a month or two ago. Okay, I had just recently got my unemployment. Right? He was hinting around for me to buy him a birthday present. So now Elon Musk doesn't understand, why would a net worth billionaire person need to ask anybody for a birthday present? See, because people, they want to be around people who they think are rich, okay? I am not rich. I'm not rich. I'm not rich at all, okay? I'm on EDD. I get food stamps. Those are going to be cut. I reported my income when I first got my EDD, okay? And I finished my SR7 thing, reported my income. Now I just got a message saying they're reducing my food, which I knew that. I figured they were going to reduce my food stamps like this month, okay? So I'm aware. Okay, I'm aware. I am what I'm considered a part of the poverty, the poverty statistic. Okay, but see, Elon Musk looks at me and thinks that I have a shitload of money. I don't. Okay, whether I did or not, it's not yours. You had no right to touch it. Okay, and that goes for Mr. 949. Okay, stay out of my stuff. I don't care about you. Okay, and now my son has to learn the lesson the hard way. And the message I'm getting is, everyone agrees that Christians are dull, annoying, and the cause of human trafficking. My son understands, okay, and I do believe that Christians have been causing him a lot of problems, like in the workplace and stuff like that. And he's not going to talk about it, okay? But I'm going to talk about it, all right? You guys are in the wrong. Okay, you're in the wrong. Okay, do not ask me for money. Do not ask me. If and when I start making money, I will decide who I help. Okay, and I do not help people who do things like that. I would not hire somebody like that. I don't want to associate with people like that. I don't want to be around any of these sort of people. Okay, like I said, if obviously I'm somebody who has higher standards, I take care of myself, these are the kind of people I want to be around. Okay, I want to be around people who have class, not people who are scummy and taking advantage of other people, or people like Elon Musk, debt slaves who have no other way out but to be a criminal. Okay, I'm done with that. Okay, and the other message I'm getting right now is that people believe that intuition and the messages that I come up with, okay, are correct, and they're usually right there on target. People think my autumn is going to be fun, and that people feel as though the people that I used to know are kind of amazed by me. And yes, I'm still at peace with the alien races. Okay, so what I need the alien races to understand right now, okay, is I'm still dealing with a little bit of residual effect of the targeting program. Do I believe that Mr. 949 deliberately not paying my son back is a result of that? Yes, I do. Okay, so I am going to post his phone number as the name title of this video, and I'm also going to let you guys know that, so that you can also assist, as more importantly, make sure that you don't fall victim of this as yourself. Okay, I'm tired of it. Okay, I'm tired of Elon Musk, and because Elon Musk is Elon Musk, okay, which Elon Musk, since his net worth dropped, people don't really give two shits about him, okay, which I think is kind of proves the kind of material world that we live in, okay. And I tried to be Elon's friend when he had nothing, okay. Still, he could not be grateful for that, which means that he is an evil person. Okay. I was willing to be his friend when he was losing his money in front of everybody. When people were laughing at him and everything else, I recognized him as a targeted individual, and I said, with my sincere heart, Elon, I'll be your friend. And what did he do? He turned around and was an asshole about it, because he doesn't know how to be a friend. All he knows how to do is be a monster, and this is why I'm saying I don't believe in cloning, okay? Because you created a monster, okay? So anyway, man, I have really been going off today. But see, I need to resolve this. And my son needs to understand that these people that he's been around are nothing more than trafficking people, or people who just want to hear or just want to be a part of it. They're not really a part of the solution. Okay, I'm tired of people who want to try to set me up in situations of financial hardship. And yes, this is a situation that's a part of financial hardship. I do not want anybody calling me, asking me for money, penalizing me any more than I should be, when they know good and well they're a part of this trafficking network. They were assisting Elon Musk in all of this. Okay, that includes my landlord. My landlord will get paid as soon as I get paid. What is this? The next paycheck. Okay, yes, they will get paid with their late fee. Okay. PG&E, no, You know the agreement, and you know my payment arrangements. You know why I was put in this situation in the first place. This is all Elon Musk stuff. So when I have not gone online formally to check my account, because my internet just came up. Okay, when it does, I better owe 1 month behind in my PG&E, which you will get paid on that. Okay, but like I said, it's unfortunate that I had to suffer of having late rent because my son believed in this person. Okay, now I hope my son understands we don't take chances on other people. Okay, my son is an adult. Okay, and we never have these kind of conversations before. Okay, but now that he's, I hope that the moral reset will get people talking about these issues when their kids are like in teenage years, so their kids know, don't let people borrow money. Okay, when it comes to the material world, most people are nothing but liars. Okay, they'll say, oh, yeah, I'll give you your money, especially if it's anything over $20 and stuff like that. Most people want to flake off, or make it some sort of excuse, or they'll just ghost you. You know what I mean? This is normal stuff for them, okay? And these sort of people, I'm telling you over and over again, the majority of people are wicked. Okay, they don't care about the hardships that they cause you. Okay, so everybody knows, like I said, Mr. 949 is attached to Elon Musk. Elon Musk was orchestrating things with my rental property, PG&E, and every other bill, and as well as my EDD and all these people. Stop, cease, and desist any of your stupid plans. I'm telling you right now, Donald Trump, you need to watch this. I'm trying my best to get back on my payments. Yes, I'm going to go out of the house. I'm still going to go to the dollar store. You know why? Because I still need to be able to take care of myself emotionally. Okay? I have no friends. I have very little family. Okay? All of that was taken from me. You act like I'm supposed to sit in my house and have absolutely nothing. And that's why people like me like the dollar store. Okay, that's one thing that we feel like we can get a little something. Maybe a new pencil case. That'll kind of make things a little bit better. Or maybe make a little art and craft project, make your house look a little bit better. That's what it's about, okay? I'm not rich, okay? I literally eke out my money. And no, I'm not going to sit here and not buy food and stuff like that if I need it. I'm going to buy stuff if I need it, okay? But I'm letting Donald Trump know, look, I understand what Elon was trying to do as well as these trafficking networks. That's why I talked about the PG&E issue. That's why I talked about my landlord issue. Somebody by the name of Vanessa or whatever from my landlord issue, she was trying to create problems for me last month or whatever. And I knew it was deliberate. Okay? I don't deserve this. And you know that I don't deserve it. Okay? Stop helping people that are in the wrong. All right? I don't even know Elon Musk. Okay? And like I said, when it comes to politics, the idea does not appeal to me. I get the intuitive message that a lot of people think that I should get into politics. You know what I mean? I just wanted to live my life. I wanted to live a very close spiritual life, and that's what I choose to do. And yes, clothes and art is a part of my spirituality. You know why? Because it creates a different environment, which changes and elevates the mood. And yes, it is important. Okay? So Elon Musk, he was a mistake. A mistake. Okay? Like I said, I gave him my sincere friendship, and he was turning around and being an evil person. Yes, I am going to be bringing out I don't know if I won't have time to actually show my bag lady fashions this fall, okay? I might it will not appear in my newsletter, but I will probably make a grocery bag and then put it online for you guys to see or something. But, whatever happens in life, you just deal with it. You know what I mean? And no, I don't agree with me, not having a car. Like I said, I can get by without a car, okay? But it was not, right for them to prevent me from working to where my credit was affected. Everything happened to me because of Elon Musk. Everything. Okay, the message I'm getting right now is that people know that I'm going to be single forever. No, I do not trust anybody. Why would I trust a community that was plotting to kill me? And yes, I think people now understand in the community that this is exactly how it come across to me. Okay, so I'm in no position or have no desire to sit here and be buddy friends with these people. We are polite, and that's what it is. Okay? The message I'm getting right now is that people think that Twitter would be good for my Go account. Like I said, I signed up as a regular person right now. Because until I get a few people to sign up and connect with me, I'm staying as I am. And then I will branch out into being a company on Twitter. What else? Oh, yeah. What a lot of people were holding against me, apparently, the people that my son's associated with, is that I'm the occultist of the free thought movement. Like I said, as Maria Gordon, I just recently found all of this out, me being Stevie Ganson, all this stuff out like a few years ago, okay? But I'm really disappointed. Not really disappointed, because, I expect the world to be crappy, okay? But do not affect my life anymore, okay? I don't care what your problems are. Do not bring your problems to my life, okay? When it comes to Mr. 949-569-3805, I get the intuitive message that you're fucked, but at least you're out of our life, and I'm glad, okay? I'm taking some time off today, and I'm upset that I am, because that's not what I should have done, okay? I really wanted to work on more of my projects, or I need to get some groceries for my house, right? I need to get out of the house. Okay, and you prevented me from doing that because I just been sitting around meditating, trying to figure out exactly why you were doing these sort of things. And the message I'm getting is that has something to do with my business, me starting my business. You have nothing to do with my business. Do you understand? Something, and also something about my father's apparition. Okay, you know what? You're a trafficker. Okay, you don't have any legal rights over me or my son or things that I do or say or how I look or how I live or whatever. No, we are not rich. We are living on a very fixed income. Okay, I'm living on unemployment. Okay, my son is just now starting to get disability or in a few weeks. Okay, and that has to kick in. He just got money from his last paycheck and you took it. Okay, yes. Okay, so hopefully my son now understands to never do that again. Okay, and yes, this 949 area code person is associated with Elon Musk. These are the intuitive messages I'm getting. So I'm telling you right now, I am not letting people play with me. I'm not letting people play with my son. Okay, if you can't be an honest person, then let's just be polite. Can you do that? Okay, I'm here in Bakersfield for however long I'm going to be here. I don't know how long it's going to be. Okay. I have to make money to be able to get out of this community. I'm trying to do this the most peaceful way I possibly can. I am not a part of Elon Musk's life. I don't want to be a part of his life. I want to leave this behind. Okay, I will never marry into the celebrity network. I don't believe in that lifestyle. Okay, I am somebody who is a loner, and I'm glad to be one. Okay, until I find someone that is, and I may never find that, and I'm better off by myself. Better off, I'd rather be by myself than be around people who are that wishy-washy and cause that many problems to people. Okay, so I'm better off that way. I am also aware that I freed a lot of human trafficking victims. Okay, Elon Musk had a lot of people in this situation and put people and ruined a lot of people's lives. Okay, I'm going to wrap this video up. I've been talking for entirely too long. I've needed to talk. Okay, I really needed to talk. Okay, the library is going to be closing pretty soon. I'm already upset about that. Um, I'm glad that this guy, Mr. 949 569 3805, is out of our life. Get out of our life, stay out of our life. And I get the intuitive message that people are talking about me right now. They believe that I have a happy life. I do not have a happy life. Okay, I have a very sad, very depressive life. Meaning, like, when I think about how I have to deal with evil people on the outside, this is where I get depressed. I'm only happy within my own world. I want nothing to do with most people. The other message that I got is that people do recognize that, yes, I'm an occultist. I'm proud of it. Okay, but it was no one's right to challenge me on the way that they did. Okay, I dealt with a lot of ignorant people. Something about me going to the Southwest Library. I was going to go to the Southwest Library today. Okay, unfortunately, I'm going to have to postpone that and do that some other time. Okay, I might do it tomorrow. I'm probably going to bring my buggy with me to the library tomorrow. That way I can pick up some groceries on the way home, okay? Because I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. Unfortunately, I was not able to handle everything today because I wanted to stay home, meditate, find out how I felt. I needed to get in touch with my feelings. I was not okay with my son's stupid friend flaking out on him. I was not okay with it because everything that happens, like I said, everything that happens is a result of this human trafficking. Everything. Okay. So if there's an inconvenience with, somebody not answering the phone at a certain company, if you get slighted by customer service, this has something to do with human trafficking. Okay. I believe that. So this guy didn't pay. And then I said, Houston, you don't have to say a word. Okay. But this is what I think is going on. And this is how I feel. And I don't want this to happen again. Okay. I exposed it. These people had no right to do any of this sort of stuff. And I'm very angry. And yes, it all has something to do with Elon Musk. Okay. So people understand that, I would prefer dealing with stuffed animals more than I like dealing with people. Because I've never met anybody honest, especially Christian people. Anything else I want to say? Okay, when it comes to the human targeting, yeah, I will be making my formal announcements probably on Sunday. Okay, like I said, I got to do some lists tomorrow, figure out who is in these certain industries. I am advertising human targets to everybody. Okay, but I do want to specify these particular industries because they have already, experienced, viewed, or studied the mandated requirement of human trafficking. I would love it if somebody purchased my video and watched it and compared. Like, they're talking about these things. I did get a list of what is required for these particular industries. They do talk about the myths of human trafficking and all these other stuff. But I do believe that I provide more I provide the information that they cover in these training, and I also provide more. Okay. And it's not that it's going to replace the mandated training. That's not the purpose. This is actually a donation to me. But I understand. See, unlike Mr. 949, I understand how money works. Okay? I understand when you borrow from somebody, you're inconveniencing somebody. Okay? I understand that in order to be able to hold your head up high and have some sort of respect, I'm not going to sit here and ask people to give me something for nothing. So I am offering this video. Please purchase this video so that I can get some money so that I can get home. Okay, that is the purpose behind it. Okay, I strongly do believe in never harming anybody. This is one of the reasons why I don't sit here and ask people for money. This is one of the reasons why it pisses me off when people ask for money, say over and over, I'm going to pay it right back, and then they sit there and ghost you. Okay, I understand it's in this world we have to survive. Okay, and how we survive, unfortunately, we rely on money. Okay, and I understand that money makes a lot of people do a lot of dishonest things. Mr. 949 area code person, you are not trusted. You are not trustworthy, and I'm going to let everyone know that. Just like it was fine for you to sit here and blast my name and make me look bad in front of everybody else. Now this is it. This is my final exit. This is my last experience with you. We're done. Do not contact me, and I hope that you sever ties with my son. You leave us alone. Okay? I'm wrapping up this video. Take care. Bye-bye.